Too many graphics cards in one year is fun, but they often make new entry PC gamers rather frustrating to end up in a conclusion to which graphics card they should buy. In this video, I'm going to specifically talk about what graphics cards should you buy for the respective resolution panels you have and for what money do you have. So which GPU should you buy? Let's find out. What's up guys, it's Mar from the PC Guy, and as I said, too much graphics cards in here is pretty good fun for all of those computer PC gaming enthusiasts out there, but they often make ending up in a lot of confusion to what graphics cards they should specifically buy for the respective resolution and for the money they have. So I'm going to divide in this video into two parts, into two resolution, that is 720p and 1080p, because those two resolutions are commonly for all of those whatever guys they are, because they might not be having that much big budget, and even they have that much big budget, they might be having a 1080p monitor. But those who have a 720p monitor, they can increase the resolution by techniques like super sampling and DSR, which you can learn right over there. Now speaking of 720p, I have made this budget into three categories. One is the low end budget, second one is medium end budget, and third one is high end budget. Low end budget will include dollars from $70 to $150, and medium end budget will include $150 to $250, and high end budget will include $250 to $350. Now considering the $70 to $150 range for a 720p monitor, whatever if you're a graphics war or an FPS war, whatever 60 FPS at 720p is no sweat when you pair with a Gigabyte Radeon RX 460 priced at $110. This GPU actually was gaining 30 FPS most of the games, 25 or 30 plus FPS, which is 25 to 30 FPS in range, which you can find my review right over there again. It also got 30 FPS with very high preset in most of the graphics demanding game, and it also defeated barely the GTX 950. This RX 460 is definitely a 1080p card, 1080p kind of capable card, as it always get 30, not above 35, and 30 FPS is not all of those what gamers want. So paired with the 720p monitor, 6 monitor, you're gonna get 60 FPS, very high preset, no sweat. So this GPU is all what you want for $170 to $110. Coming to the next category, that is $150 to $250. Now this card is definitely a 1080p card, but there are no other options, as I've included all the graphics card which was released this year, and that is also worth it because most of the graphics cards which was released this year was bang for the buck, mostly. So I did not include last gen GPUs and that kind of card. MSI Radeon RX 470 GamingX video card, 4 gig version for $200. Now if you pair with the 1080p monitor, this is actually gonna break all the benchmark meters, gaining 50 to 60 FPS, very high preset. It was just a cut down version of the RX 480 with less memory bandwidth and less compute units, that's all. All other specifications of the RX 480 and the RX 470 was pretty much the same. And you also have pretty much 4 to 5 FPS or at most 8 FPS difference between RX 480 and the RX 470. Benchmarks of those 1080p and 1440p benchmarks can be right over here. Now coming to the $250 to $350 range, this time I made a little bit of difference in that GPU things. So first what I did was buy a monitor, 1080p monitor for $100, and then you're left with $200 getting an RX 470. So the monitor I chose was Acer's 21.5 inch 5 millisecond response time black 1080p widescreen monitor for $100, and if you're just taking the average of $250 $350, you're ending up with $300. So that means you're left with another $200, so you can spend that in an RX 470 4 gig model, MSI's GamingX version, and get pretty much good FPS for that $300 range. It can be more than 300 and less than 300. If it's more than 300, much better for you guys, and if it is less than 300, just talk about it with mail-in rebates and that kind of stuff in Newegg or Amazon. All of those products what I mentioned here will be linked down in the description below. Now coming to 1080p panel. 1080p, same thing, $70 to $150, $150 to $250, and $250 to $350. Now $70 to $150 what I meant was a little bit of mismatching. As I said earlier, I did not include last gen GPUs, but this time for $70 to $150, the RX 460 for 1080p monitor is fun. But when you have a little more performance than that, more overclocking capabilities and more specifications, more good coolers, then I just the MSI GeForce GTX 960 Gaming 2G 2GB card for $145. This GPU is pretty much better than the RX 460 considering the specifications, the cooler and that all kind of stuff. This does give better performance, and this is actually 1080p ready card. So I included this. As I said earlier, I'm not including any last generation GPUs, which makes me a big liar. Okay, now coming to the next one, the $150 to $250 range. Again, I included another MSI Radeon RX 470 GamingX 4GB card for $200. Same card what I went for the 720p respective resolution. Other than this, the GPU are not worth it for this $200 range. You actually get a GTX 970 performance with this video card priced at only $200, whereas the GTX 970's launch price was $350. Asus STRIX ROG Gaming Overclocked Edition GTX 1060 6GB video card for $350, as this GPU is a monster in 1080p. I would say this card is actually a 1440p capable or 1440p ready card, as you can get 40 plus FPS very high preset in each and every game as Nvidia advertised. You're getting a GTX 980 performance for this price, so that's actually pretty good. So that and wraps up this video. If you definitely like this video, definitely smash the thumbs up button. If you didn't like this video, smash up the dislike button, and please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more videos.